I'm Jake Bruton, and today on the Build Show, I want to talk to you about these little outside corners that we made to go with our boral siding. Why we're using them, why in some places we're not using them, and how they work. Let's do it now. Okay, we have a couple different kinds of boral siding on this house. On the sections that we have a horizontal siding, we are on a rain screen, and you can actually see here that both of them are very close to the corner, so that we can just do an overlay corner like that. All we did was we took some 3/4 stock, ripped it to the size that we wanted. We're trying for a minimal look. We're just gonna overlay simply like that. And the reason we're gonna do that is because I don't like the idea that we're relying on caulking to make something look aesthetically correct or be watertight. So our zip system sheathing that's underneath is watertight before we put anything on it. Like we had drywall inside the house before we started our cladding. We add a rain screen. We reduce the risk of, once water gets behind the siding, of it ever causing a problem. We let that screen drain to open air, top and bottom. It's fully ventilated. It's fully drying all the time. Now, none of this has to be watertight. It just has to look pretty. That system looks pretty. And while you might say, oh, well, what happens if something gets back in there and lives? We have a bump underneath. We live in the country. You know, if anybody says, oh, you're gonna have wasps back in behind there, they've never had to clean wasps out of the corner of a window or the soffit eave where that kind of thing happens. So let me show you what it looks like over here. We have one installed. So you can see here, our pre-made corner, they ran their siding. It's all butted in place. It's all wrapped over top of it. All of this just gets sprayed by the painters. It's one color. This outside corner will start to disappear. We've done this quite a few times now. We're really happy with it. I like the way it protects the end of the cuts. It actually makes installing the lap siding a little easier because they don't have to run to a specific point and get it tight to an outside corner or worry about that 1/8 inch reveal at an outside corner. But we don't have the same siding everywhere. Here we have a vertical nickel gap that comes in and dies behind our lap siding. Now we have two options here. We could make an outside corner. We could use a 1.5 by 1.5 like we use sometimes and let them both die into it. Instead, all we did was talk to our siding installers and say, hey, install this first so that it runs behind, and then this gives you a point to just push each piece snug into the corner. Yeah, we have a color change here. There'll be a little bit of hand painting in the corner, but we're okay with that. Our painters are great. They won't care. But we've eliminated one more piece of trim there, and we're not really worried about what's happening. Again, we won't even ask our painters to caulk this because we're waterproof before this gets installed. There's no reason to add a caulk joint or a sealant joint there that has to be maintained, inspected, replaced, whatever. Let's leave it like this and paint it. It's a cleaner look. Now we're gonna go one more step behind us to the outside corner of this product where, again, we have two pieces coming together and we're just glued and screwed. And what the siding installers have done is they've left this piece ever so slightly proud. We'll come back with a router and then we have two pieces mating and turning the corner. And now we don't even have that added outside corner. This is a much cleaner look. So there's 3 different corner details, outside, inside, and outside. And we're talking about order of installation, process of installation, and clean, cool aesthetics, all with this boral siding that we're gonna be painting and I think we'll be really happy with. So think through the little details. Let's call this video the little details of siding corners. Till next time, I'm Jake Bruton on the Build Show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. Everybody's putting up great content. I'm really happy to be involved. Don't forget to check out the podcast and me on Instagram. Till next time, thanks.